from SAT number 13. And this is a relatively straightforward question. Let's hop in and let's solve it. So 50 says the author indicated that a possible reason for black-headed finches' risk-taking behavior is that. And the way to solve this, like the way to solve most questions on the SAT, is to immediately go back to the passage and look for the text that will tell us what's a reason why black-headed take or have risk-taking behavior. And this is question 50. So this comes later in the series of the passage, right before the figures, right before the graphs. So we should expect that this will be, our text for this will come towards the end of the passage. This is some of the passage from the end. We scan, we look, and eventually we should end up here. Here says selection favors aggression and red-headed birds, and boldness, risk-taking behavioral syndrome, and black-headed birds. And it says this makes sense, and you can see high-risk predation faced by red-headed birds. They take too many risks. And here, the need for black-headed birds to find food away from the dominant redheads, which occupy the safest foraging locations. So this tells us that black-headed birds need to have risk-taking behavior because all of the safe locations for food are basically controlled by the more aggressive red-headed finches. So if the black-headed finches want to eat, they have to go and take risk, to have risky behavior, go where the predators might be, to forage for other food that is not in safe locations. So we should expect our answer choice to relate to that. A says that the black-headed finches are less interested in novelty than red-headed finches. And this is wrong for two reasons. One, black-headed finches are more interested in novelty than red-headed finches. And two, this wouldn't really work as an explanation, right? Just because they're less interested in novelty, that wouldn't explain why they take risk-taking behavior. It doesn't make sense for another reason. So A is wrong. B says they're conspicuous coloring. So almost right there, we can eliminate this option because the black-headed finches don't have conspicuous coloring. They don't have obvious coloring. That's the red-headed finches, right? The other thing is that requires them to be bold when encountering prey. Nothing in the passage just talks about these finches encountering prey, whether they're bold or not. B is wrong. C says they're more likely to attract predators if they behave more aggressively. Um, the answer choice, the passage one never describes black-headed finches as being more aggressive. And two, it doesn't really talk about this link between attracting predators and behaving aggressively. Doesn't really talk about the factors that influence them attracting predators, so that's wrong. D says they struggle to obtain food at the safer locations favored by red-headed finches. That pretty much perfectly matches what we just looked at here. So we choose answer choice D, which answers the question 15.